This is
Focus?
awkward.
Focus?
John S., what's going on? Sunday Fun Day with Tony.
Hey.
All right, wait. See, we got to. Oh, see, if I turn that, a freaking wire is going to go out. How do we do
Move
this?
the whole cart. It's on a rolly cart.
It is on a rolling cart. All right, wait. We should have done this ahead of time.
Yeah.
All right.
Da-da-da.
Is that better?
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I think.
All right.
Well, now I'm. Oh, wait. I got this big blue thing in my face. All right. I don't know what to do.
Oh, I can move this.
I'll just start talking to people. And yeah, move it this way.
Your way?
Yeah, bring it to me.
All right.
Okay. Devin okay. All right, hang on a second, guys. We're trying to get oriented. Okay, that's better. I'm way off center, but that's cool because now you can be here.
Hey.
There you go.
All right.
And Austin is out running around. He'll be back here in a few minutes. Nice view of Sledgehammer. Yes, every view of Sledgehammer is a nice view of Sledgehammer.
Al was polishing on it today.
Let's see. Dickie Foley, Kurt Zimmerman, Franco. What's happening? Wayne Buzzell, John S. Mr. Will, what's happening, Mr. Will? Mr. Will, we got to talk about something in a couple of minutes. Mr. Will, we have to have a discussion, me and you, Mr. Will. Let's see. Tech Maven, hey Tony, I have an 88 XV250 Yamaha rejetted, getting 85 miles per gallon. I gave one of those to my kid. What a nice little bike. It's such a sweet bike. They're beautiful. I got to tell you, it's just scaled down. You know what it is? It's a mini Dyna. When you look at it, okay, it's a miniature Dyna is what it is. John Wilburn, what's happening, brother?
Hey.
Buck Nasty from New Zealand. Buck Nasty. Did your mom name you that? Because that's a great name, bro. Buck Nasty. You want to pick up chicks? Have a name like Buck Nasty.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a heck of a lot better than having 3 first names.
You have three.
I have 3 first names, yeah.
John, Alan.
Yeah, they're there.
And something.
And something.
Right.
It's spelled wrong, too.
Jones. Let's see. Okay. Need to go home and change the water in the Buick Nasty. And Buck Nasty's mom is Tish. Regeared Tech Maven to 1738. It needs it. That's the only thing with that bike because it's really buzzy. But what do you expect? It's a little 250cc twin. So yeah, it buzzes, you know. But yeah, how is it like 70? Because I found that anything over like 70 with that bike, it was starting to get it was like way out of its comfort zone. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, I don't really want to go this fast. If you make me go this fast, I'll go this fast. But
that should be a little less car noise.
Sure, I'm thinking Sledgehammer sits like it needs to eat anything. Yeah, well, it's going to eat a motor and trans this week, and by the end of this week, that thing is a thing. It's a running car. These guys go shop Sunday night. Yeah, well, we just finished shooting a video on electrolysis. So
That's
I don't know.
What the buzzing is.
Is that what the buzzing is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still going.
If anybody's wondering what the buzzing is, it's our ongoing electrolysis experiment. We have like amazing results. That microphone is giant. It's bigger than both of us. It's bigger than Sledgehammer. The giant blue mic.
It's perspective.
It is perspective. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Zero is here. We're safe. Zero. Within
Excellent.
This. Yeah.
0 comments on all of our stuff.
Redneck.
I
Love you,
appreciate
Tony. I probably have fond feelings towards you as well. Okay, Tech Maven 1730 is so tall it won't pull past 65 on level road. Oh, okay. But you're at 4750 at 60 miles an hour. Interesting. Okay. Yes, I know the big blue microphone. Uh, let's see. Mexican spec. Tony, I have a question. The left front of my '63 Savoy dropped 1¼ inches. Is that a normal problem for the torsion bar suspension? You know what? You know what? Those cars, depend torsion bar front end cars. Honestly, they're even some of them, not all of them. I guess it just depends on the consistency of the manufacturer of the torsion bar. They're actually temperature sensitive. You'll find that on certain days it's like really hot, really cold, and the height changes on the car. I wouldn't stress it. I wouldn't stress it. Um, you just want to make sure that the bar isn't bowed, right? So just set. See, there's the camera. It's over there. So just sight down the bar and make sure that it's straight. If it's bowed, that means the bar is done. Uh, Fubar. You spy. Oh, what was this? Joe K. Spy some Harbor Freight angle grinder discs. Yes, very perceptive. Nothing gets past Joe K. Like literally like nothing.
Those the Harbor Freight cutoff wheels and the angle grinder discs are pretty good. Like disposables are great.
Um, let's see. Harry, Australia. Good day from Adelaide. Um, so, Mr. Will, you commented on the motorcycle, on the economic and societal collapse video I did the other day. That I was like saying, "Oh no, I'm giving up on cars, and there can't be any cars. Everybody's going to go to motorcycles." That's not what I said at all. What I said was that for the average person, given the circumstance that we're blasting into literally by the day, a lot of people are not going to be able to afford to do stuff with cars. Cars aren't expensive. The motorcycle is an affordable option for those of us who are going to be extremely squeezed by this thing. You can still get your dose with a motorcycle, and a lot of car guys don't realize that. It just doesn't click. You can get that same satisfaction, the same mechanical satisfaction, and do it with two wheels instead of four.
Hot rod of scooter.
Hot rod a scooter. He just picked up. I love that thing. He just picked up a what is it?
It's a Dongfeng.
A Dong
So
Feng.
it's a Chinese copy of a Honda Ruckus with a 150cc GY6 engine, which is a Chinese copy of a Honda 50cc engine that's bigger. The aftermarket is great. Yeah.
Well,
you
tell
can
me,
make
tell me
that.
you paid for it.
I paid $40 for it.
$40 for it. We had it running in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Danny Wood, motorcycles will be expensive too. Yeah, and that's why if you're going to do it now, right? Dive into it now, because I keep my ear on the rail. You know what I mean, to see what the hell's going on, and seriously, the price of even basket case bikes is on its way up. So grab one now if you're so inclined.
I barely see Suzuki Marauders for $500 anymore.
Say that again.
I barely see Suzuki Marauders for $500.
Yeah.
It used to be you could find those
Right.
things for $500 or $600 all day long.
And they all needed a stator.
They all need that, or they need the carb synced, and it's impossible to do because you got to take half the bike apart to do it.
Well, the back carburetor is under the fucking
Yeah.
seat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Joe Mil Riviera, Uncle Tony, I need advice. I have a '74 Challenger with a 318. It needs valve work, and I'm tempted to get a 440 and do an engine swap. What are your thoughts about it? Keep it a small block, man. Too much stuff to swap over. Keep it a small block. Go get yourself a Magnum. Go get either a 318 or 360 Magnum. It's a bolt-in swap. You'll be very, very happy. The Kickendall, what's happening, brother, man? Hey, Tony, what was the displacement of the smallest slant 6 you had? 170. 170. And I'm pulling a one. We had one in the Miata, and I'm pulling it out of the Miata. The Miata's gone. We're parting that thing out. So I have plans for that motor, but I don't want to talk about it now because I have plans for a lot of stuff. I got to work through these things as we go along. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about stuff all the time.
We quote all the time. Never stops.
Got like 10 projects in the future lined up.
Jason Frumman, thoughts on a Holly Sniper EFI? Some people like them. You couldn't pay me to use one, right? So, I'm not going to say anything bad about the system. If you read forums, if you read through where half the people who get them are miserable with them. Half the people who get them absolutely love them. So which of the 50% are you going to be on? Me, I have less than any use at all for an aftermarket EFI system. A factory EFI system is a different story, but anything aftermarket with proprietary stuff, no, zero, no interest in it. Don't want to deal with it.
Can you use the sniper on a dual plane? I think it specifies you have to use a single plane intake, doesn't it?
That wouldn't make any sense.
No?
No,
I thought I read that somewhere.
it shouldn't make any difference. It's
Yeah.
still injecting the fuel above the throttle blades,
Right.
so it's not going to care what's underneath it.
Right. I met somebody at Cars and Coffee a few weeks ago. Had one on a 73 Challenger. And he said he liked it, but he was going back to carb as soon as he got his new intake in.
That's
Yeah.
you find a lot, and a lot of people are very disappointed. They swap over to the injection, and the car loses power. It loses drivability. You know what I mean? Yeah, it'll start in the cold, right? But
Yeah.
you sacrifice other things.
His was because he wanted an AC.
Let's see. Joe K, are you selling the Miata's roller? No, I do not sell anything. I don't sell anything. I part stuff out or I scrap it. I do not sell things. Two House Garage. Tony, how is Plan Z? Sitting right there, and as soon as my attention is off of these other things, we'll get back to that. And Bottle Rocket. Bottle Rocket is sitting there. Every time I walk past her, she's like, work on me, work on me. I'm like, wait, got to get Slay camera out of the way first. Let's see. Dakota's talking. Oh, hey, Dakota. Do you have an idea when you'll be done on that green motorcycle? That thing is killer. You like that? It's different. It's different for sure. Okay. Last night I went through the pile of parts that would be the motor. Okay, and I'm missing stuff. I'm missing gears from the transmission. The camshafts are rusted. There's a lot of little things missing, and it's not worth doing. So what I'm going to pick up a motor and just throw a motor in there. By the time I'm done buying the parts that I need to fix this one,
You can just buy a motor.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it. So this way, I have a bunch of spare parts, and I'll have another motor.
One of
But,
those cam loads is wiped too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's got a wiped out cam lobe on it. Jason Fish, Tony only sells Jeeps. Only if I don't work on them. See, in other words, if it's something that just came in and then no problem. You know what I mean? It just stopped here. But if it's anything that's ever really appeared on this channel, no, we get rid of it. We bury it like it never happened. Taz 340. No motorcycles for me. I like 4 tires surrounded by steel. Too many of my friends got hurt on motorcycles and not their fault. Bro, I've been hit by cars making left turns 3 times. I've broken things from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. I've broken shit you can't spell. But that's besides the point. You get out there and you just deal with it, man. And you just right. It's like every ride has a price, and sometimes that's just the way it is, right? You meet the sausage creature.
Austin's got a rod in his leg.
Austin's got a rod in his leg.
And then he went out and bought another bike before it was healed.
Yeah.
I've crashed my Aprilia 3 times.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Same part break every time.
I've high-sided, I've low-sided, I've fucking T-boned, I've done all sorts of. Actually, the helmet that I gave Austin to wear. We went to the store.
Right.
Was the one that I crashed a Ninja in back in like 1996 or 1997, and it's got a crack in the back.
Little unsafe.
DRC Racing Garage. Tony, any idea who restores Rally Dash Cluster? I don't. There's companies out there, but nobody who I deal with. I'm not in the end of it. I don't. I'm not a restoration guy. I'm like, gather the parts, make them functional, make them look okay, and send it. Mr. Will, Tony, hear you, but for many reasons, people can't ride motorcycles. That's my point. It's all good. And I agree with you. If you physically can't ride motorcycles, I know. I get it. But that's besides the point. It's Mr. Will, right? Everywhere. We're dealing with literally an unprecedented global economic situation that is devolving literally by the hour. Okay, we're heading into the greatest financial and societal collapse in world history. And it's like right here, like you're living it right now. It's not like it's something that's going to happen, right? It's actually in the process of happening. So, everybody's got the priorities, right? Obviously you want to take care of your family, you want to take care of your pets, you want to take care of your friends, but you also got to take care of yourself, man. You got to. There's no sense in surviving anything if you're not going to do it with, at least with a smile on your face. So if you have the ability to get yourself into a motorcycle, it will ensure that for the next 3, 4, 5 years, however long this thing takes to kind of like blow over and settle out, you've got a way to have some fun and economical transportation. BT, thank you for the super chat. Really missed the 50 Fox bodies from the 80s and early 90s. The new Mustangs are great, but just not the same. I agree with you 100%. Fox, I love Fox body cars. But yeah, no, it just, to me, the Mustang ended with the Fox. Jason Fitch, I love seeing Tony kick out a dose of reality outside of cars. as Jason, as we go forward, okay, I've done a lot of things and taken a lot of stances on this channel that don't make sense to a lot of people, and I understand why they don't make sense. But as we go forward from this period forward, a lot of the things that I've said and a lot of the things that I've done will start to make sense. And you'll see what I mean as we go. Bad Tree Productions, 90s KLR with some hard bags. You ever ride a KLR?
I've not had the chance to ride a KLR. Most people that have them that actually can ride don't let anybody else on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes a pet.
Yeah.
It becomes a pet.
I would like to try one.
You know what? All thumpers become pets. They're personable. It's like that little Buell I have, right?
Yeah.
It's different. The multi-cylinder bike doesn't have the same. When you ride a thumper, right? It's like you're in touch with every power pulse, especially like when the thing's under load. You know what I mean? You squeeze on the throttle, let's say going uphill, or just to let it loose, right? And you feel each and every power pulse. You become in tune with the bike. It talks to you like no other type of bike does.
I still really want to find a TU250.
They're out there.
They're out there, yeah. I did my MSF on one. It was a TU250X, and I really want to find another one because it was just fun.
Troy Stover, I'm recommending you to Ford on Twitter and Ford Performance. Well, thank you. I have a Twitter account, but I never use it. I'm not a social media guy, right? I need a social media. You should be the social media guy.
I don't understand how that works.
No, right? You don't either?
Not really.
Okay. We need, between the three of us, right? The three channels that went out of here?
Right.
We need a social media person, somebody to handle all of our social media.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even have TikTok. I'm totally out of touch. I don't know what the kids are into.
Saying to me, you are a kid.
Yeah.
It's like, where's your sippy cup? Nomadic Conquistador, 753. What a name. Nomadic Conquistador.
So is he tilting at air compressors instead of windmills?
No, not pneumatic. It's nomadic.
Oh. Even better.
Hi, Tony. Will a high riser intake manifold improve fuel demonstration? I don't.
Atomization?
Atomization. Oh, no, it won't. It won't. If anything, at lower speeds, it'll probably cause some of that fuel to fall out of atomization. The Screaming Seaman, Uncle Tony, I can't wait for the real estate market to collapse again, so I don't have an upside down value on my house. Oh, here's the problem. It's the real estate market is as good as baked, but it's not the real estate market that's the problem. The problem is the banks. The banks can only exist if they lend money, if they write mortgages, and if they write car loans and all this other stuff. And people pay those things. But right now, all spend, the disposable, all extra money is getting sucked up by fuel costs, just generic energy costs, food, right? All of these things that are going absolutely crazy is sucking all of the ability of people to pay. So right now, people are all extended, they're overextended on their credit cards. They've maxed out their second mortgages and all this other shit, and they're about to stop paying on these things, which means the banks are going to go tits up. The banks are going to go tits up, and now they're going to bail themselves in, which is a whole new concept of the country, right? The bail in. So now when a bank is bad, goes bad, they take your money, not the government's money. So this is the problem. This is what's going to happen. You're going to seriously, if you got money in the bank, get it out and get it out now. Need Metal, thank you for the super chat. I have a VFR 1200, nice.
Ooh.
And a Toyota 86, not very far apart in gas mileage. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a bike, right? By the way, I rode an electric assist mountain bike, incredible. They're all over the neighborhood here. Oh, Kathy is saying this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice. I'm a humble mechanic from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Joe K, under the mattress, not safer. No?
Get more dogs.
Yeah, get a bigger dog. Mike Batista, yeah, it's a buyer's market. Poor people trying to sell are getting lowballed. Bro, I'm telling you, you ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. Buy silver and gold. Always good advice. Fertile acreage is good. If you got cash, get rid of the cash. Buy a couple of acres and stuff that you can grow shit on.
That's my plan.
I'm ready to pull the trigger. I'm just waiting for the right moment. Mopar Man, the FDIC will not cover your savings and safety deposit box when the shit hits the fan. There's the amount of money that the FDIC has on hand to cover the deposit. It doesn't even cover like 3% of the overall deposit, right? So just forget about that. You have no insurance. You have zero insurance on your cash right now, or on your bank deposits. Rating slant 6, past performance is no guarantee of future performance. Yeah. That's true. The screaming see me, Uncle Tony, do you think it's going to get bad enough that I'm going to have to dig up my modded AR-15? Depends where you live. I have a good friend of mine, right, who we had this discussion the other night, and he's like, I gotta guns. I gotta bury my stuff. I gotta hide all my stuff. Right? I'm like, do you realize where you live, right? There's nobody coming for your stuff there, right? And then on top of that, Tennessee is a constitutional carry state, which means that everybody's armed. And it's no coincidence that Tennessee and I think 27 other states went constitutional carry this year because they understand the people got to be able to protect themselves. The systems are going down. So the police departments, the sheriff's departments, all of these departments are all covered by tax dollars. Well, if there's no tax income coming in, the cops don't get paid. And so that's why all of these states just recently this year went to constitutional carry because it's like you need to cover yourself. So if you live in a constitutional carry state, you have zero to worry about. The bad guys will go to other places because they know that here everybody's armed.
Well, here they just hit the tourists.
What's that?
Here they hit the tourists.
They'll hit the tourists, yeah. Stefan Paul says, hopefully Garrett won't get killed in the riots this time. I don't think he'll get killed. Yeah. No.
As many times as he's come back, I'm not worried about it.
Hemihead, Tony, you ever worked with on/go for speed puts on motorcycles with V8 engines? We seem the perfect fit for you. No, V8 engines belong in cars. I like a good strong cycle engine in a cycle.
Unless it's that Honda V8 V4 thing,
That's different.
the oval piston.
Oh God, I can't imagine what that must sound like.
I would love to hear one actually run. Yeah. But Moto Guzzi actually did. They did a 500cc V8 back in like the 50s.
Yeah, but it's that whole oval piston thing.
Yeah.
That's got to have. It's got to be like really deep and buzzy at the same time.
Yeah, it's like 8 valves per cylinder, and there's 4 of them. It probably sounds like a V8 until it tacks out.
No, it would sound like because it's 2 oval pistons.
It's 4.
Oh, that's right, it's 4.
Yeah.
So it would sound like a VMAX until it.
Yeah.
But a really deep VMAX.
I've got to go down to the Barber Museum.
Where?
The Barber Museum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go to Wheels Through Time.
Oh yeah, I wanted to do that too.
Al and I
North
were
Carolina.
talking about that. Yeah.
That'd be a good road trip.
That would be a good road trip. Let's see.
I haven't worked on anything that vintage in a long time.
Big Billy Racing. Uncle Tony, were flares used on street freaks? Some of them, but not really until like that was a thing around 1974, 1975. That whole IMSA look came in, right? The road race type of thing, and people started putting flares on shit. But like the era that 72 and back era, no.
I like that era.
Oh my God, it's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I use the bathroom.
Yeah.
I like that IMSA inspired thing,
You
especially
like
like C3 Corvettes and Trans Ams and stuff.
There's around the block from my house, well, a couple blocks around, is a 75, 76 Monza, Chevy Monza,
Ooh.
that somebody did all of that IMSA stuff to.
Back in the day.
Yeah, and it's all still, it's a little roachy, but all of the flares and everything are still on it. It's really nostalgic. Yeah, the 70s mags were too wide. Yeah.
See, I would like to do like a really nice, like wide body C3 Corvette with a big block or something eventually, but every vision that I've had, somebody else has already built, so I need to come up with something unique, or I won't be happy with it.
Mr. Will's Dime Free Garage. Tone, you know I have nothing but love for you and Kathy, but not everyone is in debt, maxed out credit cards, etc. People like that are going to implode eventually. A lot of people are doing well. There's no question that some people are doing well, but if you consider, and this is really important, man, this is really important. This is something you got to understand. If you consider doing well in the context that doing well has been used in the last 50 years, okay, then you're dead wrong. All right? Doing well is this is a new paradigm. This is something. If you use the old measure of doing well, the way the measure that we've always used of quote doing well, you're doomed. I'm telling you flat out, you're doomed. But this is not financial advice.
I mean, there was that thing that came out, what, like 63% of people in this country couldn't afford a $450 emergency bill?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What happened? We're talking about economics.
Yeah.
That stuff.
What's up, guys?
Um,
Am I even in the?
You are now.
yeah,
I am
you are
now.
now.
What's up, guys?
All right.
I got away with so many moving violations.
It's my truck.
I know. Thanks, John.
My insurance company didn't hear that.
Puddin'. Yeah, see, they love you, man.
I still don't understand that name.
I'm all right.
Okay.
I've got my douche flute.
Terrence Seymour. New Zealand is forecast to lose 20% on our houses, which brings it in line with what they were worth 6 months ago.
Well,
So I don't want to say economic stuff for too long, right? But just real quick. bubble, right? We're in a bubble, right? This is like the everything bubble. Everything is in a bubble, right? The markets are in a bubble, real estate's in a bubble, everything's in a bubble. The bubble started in 1971. Okay, everything started. This bubble that we're in right now, the everything bubble started in 1971. Right? If you understand the concept of a bubble, right? Why they call it a bubble is because when it pops, it's as if nothing was ever there. That's why they call it a bubble. So, and we haven't had a bubble actually pop yet. We've had corrections and whatnot, but the bubble hasn't popped. So what you've got right now is you've got a 50-year-old bubble. When that bubble pops, everything goes back to the prices that they were then. So figure out what the 1970 dollar price of your house was, adjusted for inflation. And actually, you may not even have to adjust it for inflation. Just go back to the dollar value of your house, and that's what it will be when the smoke clears on this thing.
So we're all gonna be rich.
Yes.
Sweet.
Oh man, that means I can afford to buy land.
Vince W. agreed. 1971 is when it started.
No, I can't.
August 15th, 1971 is when the bubble officially started. Um, Steve Bob, is the everything bubble except wages, right? It's never going back. They printed too much money. Exactly.
We could just burn most of it. I'm not good in economics.
All right. So let's see. What else we got here? Steve Vico, the house across the street sold in 5 days, $620,000. Yeah, there's still, listen, it doesn't happen like that, okay? There's still people out there, you know what I mean, with that whole FOMO deal, you know, fear of missing out. So they're going all in, and it's a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake. Space Peanut, I live in a giant bucket. It's Tuesday. Did you wear your coat?
I'm the queen of France.
I bet you're feeling fat and sassy.
I am always fat and sassy.
You have no idea what we're talking about,
Hell
right?
no, I don't.
You don't?
No, what?
Oh, it's a classic.
You've never seen Rejected?
I've heard these lines before, and I've never seen what
Okay, it was an art film,
I'm a banana.
and it's absolutely amazing. It was Don Hertzfeldt, Hertz.
Yeah,
yeah,
Uncle
yeah,
Kathy
yeah,
just jumped in.
yeah.
I'm a banana.
Yeah.
That's right. We watched some of those videos.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
we did watch Rejected.
I
Yeah,
showed you
remember
that
now,
like 10
yeah.
years ago, I think.
I forgot it, and then Tony showed it to me again.
Yeah, it's absolute beautiful.
Yeah,
artwork.
no, I remember.
All of that weird stuff really influenced.
Wayne Buzzle says that Austin is useful as well as decorative.
I'm more decorative, I promise. Usually I break stuff.
Here's a question. Abel D is asking me. I don't know. Does Austin carry? I see Austin would be carrying a sort of shotgun or gold 911 in his 1911 in his Fury.
You know, I do carry an LC9, but I do have a short barrel shotgun.
Yeah.
It's legal. I would not break the law in that instance, but I do have a legal short barrel shotgun.
Dickie Farley says you're decoratively useful.
Yeah, that's accurate. Just prop me up in the
function
corner where I
follows
can't
form
break
sometimes.
anything. Like, I break everything.
Let's see.
I don't like this background.
I have shot sporting clays with that little sawed-off,
I know.
and I'm good at it. And it's legal. It's completely legal. I knocked that over.
Joe Brennan says you carry a Daisy Red Rider.
I have one. I got one when I was like 5.
I never had one of those.
Really?
Yeah,
It's like the classic, man.
I never had a good BB gun.
Yeah. I still have it. It still works.
Doug Narden says Professor Weirdbeard would make the better garden gnome. Maybe if Austin grew a large handlebar mustache. We can't call him Professor Weirdbeard because somebody's already got that name.
What?
There's a YouTuber that uses the name Weirdbeard.
Oh.
Well, now that just means that y'all have to fight
No, I just don't have
To the
people
death.
to the death.
Yeah.
You can take him, John. I don't know what he looks like, but you can take him.
I got your back. We all got your back.
Yeah,
Call him out.
yeah. It's a
No.
street fight. We'll just jump in
Yeah.
after you do the first hit, and then it's done.
You guys go at each other with razor blade, with shaving blades.
Just take
I've
a
got
hat
those.
and sew razor blades into it, and then you can just flail it around.
I do trim with a straight razor.
Say what?
Call him Beardo.
Beardo? Why?
Just Sean Fagan won the internet for today.
Say what?
He won the internet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sean, you won the internet.
You should just fight everyone who ever says anything about your
Beardo.
beard.
Mr. Will, so talk,
How long
important
it took
question.
me to
Started
grow
the
this?
charger today,
Yeah.
ran great, then cut out. Coil or ignition module, gas but no spark. Probably the module. Probably the module. Those if it's Chrysler pickup, they never go bad. Mexican Spec says, Weird Beard is a good old boy from Oklahoma. Good luck winning that fight.
John, you got this.
You got this.
You got this, John.
I don't want to go to Oklahoma. I'll get carried off by a
Well, then
tornado.
we'll meet in Arkansas.
So you would rather be called Beardo than Weird Beard?
No, dude, I just do the fight.
I'll just shave.
Or he could just shave.
Man,
I'm not doing that.
I was gonna say, dude, I haven't seen you with a shaven face in years. It freaked me out.
It took me like 2 years to grow this.
Lazy A-Hole Ranch says there's a DJ in Denver named Beardo.
Oh, God, fight
course.
him too. We'll fight him too.
Of course, there's somebody in Colorado who actually goes by that by choice.
What? I just got a text. This ought to be interesting. Oh, it's Sabrina. Sabrina's watching. Hi, Sabrina.
Hi, Sabrina.
Hey.
She's well behind because she just pointed out to me that people were asking if I carried. So she's like a good 5 minutes behind.
I really do want a gold-plated Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
I'm buying one someday.
Yeah, I don't believe in guns. I'm not very anti-gun.
I just want it for the aggro.
Loud pipe saves lives. Hey Tony, can you do a video on how to properly seal header and collector gaskets so they don't leak? That's actually probably not a bad idea. That's probably not a bad idea. Doug Darden says that Sabrina is lots cuter than Austin.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You just noticed that, Doug?
Literally,
Yeah.
everybody
Look,
agrees with you.
Look, I went way up. Like,
Billy Bob Holcomb says he believes in guns. Only bad people have guns.
oh, God. I'm a terrible person.
Dickie Farley, I actually love guns, but I mainly just target practice and collect. I don't really like killing things with or anything. I've never fired a gun.
Wait, what?
What?
Well, that radio disagrees.
Oh, stop that. Come on, it didn't actually happen. Well, part 10, thank you. UT, what size tires are you running on Bottle Rocket? They're 8.5 by 28. Wayne Buzzle, Tony, when you ran your magazine, did you do any bike racing stories? No. Well, we just did car stuff back then. I didn't really, I had bikes when I was younger, and then for a period of time, I just did cars, and then for a period of time, I just did nitro, and then for a period of time, I went back to bikes and did nothing but bikes. So now I'm kind of like back in the bike thing. But no, we was doing the magazine days. We didn't do any bike stuff at all.
It was like when you had the 30 bikes like downstairs in your living room or
I
whatever.
had 28.
Okay.
I had 28 motorcycles at the time. Most of them were in the house.
How did you get around that house?
The most I've had in the house is 2.
Well, wait, what did you have? What was like the morning routine of having to like go like around all the bikes and
Upstairs, I lived on a split level ranch.
Yeah.
Okay. So upstairs was normal.
Okay.
Upstairs was like normal house.
Okay.
Okay. And then downstairs was like man cave.
Yeah.
But for me, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it was the whole downstairs of the house. It was just motorcycles and dogs and
just scattered.
Yeah, it was just actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
You would have approved.
Yeah.
You definitely would have approved. Sean Fagan, you all should do pit bikes. He just picked up this China ruckus knockoff that now
it's a Chuckus.
It's a what?
A Chuckus.
He picked up a Chuckus.
Chinese ruckus. Yep.
Where is it? It's over there.
It's over there.
It's it's on their side. I can roll it over here.
Yeah, roll over. Show off your acquisition.
Get in touch with your local junk guys.
Yeah. Dave McClellan, yes. R.I.P. Dave McClellan. I never had the pleasure of meeting him. But yeah, he was a big part of everything, the culture in the 80s, the 70s, and the 80s. Jonathan Couchy, thank you for the super chat, my brother. Hi, Tony. I'm going to break in my 318 for my 7980 Power Wagon tomorrow. Any tips? Fully ported 318 heads with 318 valves, port mesh, Edelbrock Performer, 650 Holly, headers, 450 lift cam, 108 LSA. That's a choppy cam. Geez. I mean, all of the standard break-in stuff. I mean, I assume you got the cams loose and you check the lifters, they fit the bores, everything's good there. Just make sure the thing starts right away. Double check, triple check, make sure that your timing is right. You know what I mean? Then it's going to fire when it's supposed to fire. Let's figure between 15 and 20 degrees before the hotbed center. You want that thing to light. Make sure the float bowls are full of fuel. So as soon as it starts, you can just keep feathering it, keep it alive, and then no matter what happens, right? Especially if the exhaust is going to get very hot on it. No matter what happens, man, keep that thing running. Keep it running. Good luck with it.
Can you even see this thing? There's the entire camera view in the way.
The Chuckus. If you roll it back between. Boy, the perspective is weird on this camera. It looks like you're miles away.
Well, doesn't this little thing right
It
here?
doesn't hold.
Oh.
Yeah, we got to be careful because that wire.
Yeah.
Is it a Bonneville? No, it's not a Bonneville.
No,
It's a scooter.
Austin, huh? Yeah, it's a Chuckus. It's a Dong Fang.
Dong Fang.
Dong Fang.
It says Dong right on the front of it.
Yeah. You should take the Fang part out.
Yeah. I got this.
You got that?
Can you read it? Hang on. Yeah, you do this.
There you go. It's a Dong.
I'm going to call it the naked mole rat.
Joe Brennan says that's goofy looking.
Dong.
It's funny. It's fun though.
It's a 150. It's that standard Chinese Honda copy motor, so you can do whatever you want with it.
Paid $40 for it.
$40, and it runs.
And it runs.
I bought a spark plug,
And
a
it
fuel
moves.
filter, and a pack of fuses, and it was a third of the price of this thing.
Yeah, and it actually moves.
Alice
Yeah.
says, like a ruckus, those things look like fun, but we're just a fad here. Well, they're about to become a fad here in the shop because I'm going to have one before the end of this week coming up.
You were talking about having one by the end of the day.
We couldn't find another one.
Yeah.
Honda probably sued them to make them stop building this copy.
We'll
It's
do a
pretty
burnout. Anything will do a burnout if you
make it
really
do a
wanted
burnout.
to.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
can
it
make
is-
one of these things do a real good burnout.
Just
Our buddy-
lift it up a little bit.
Our buddy had a ruckus that had this engine swapped into it, and it would do 73.
That's terrifying.
It was terrifying.
Okay, Gun Library Garrett, $5. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the super chat. Does the Ford 8-inch have enough aftermarket support to build it for 400, 450 horsepower, especially with supply chain? That's a good question. I don't think. Okay, see, listen. There's two different types of 400 horsepower, right? There's 400 horsepower that on like regular street tires, you know what I mean? Where you get slip, and then there's 400 horsepower where you're gonna hook it down to a drag strip and send it. I do not believe the axles or any of the parts around that 8-inch are going to live for any amount of time in a hooked up situation. 400, 450 horsepower with just like street tires, if you're going to be driving around, it'll be eternal because you're not going to shock load the thing. So it just depends on how you're going to use it. Stephen Paul, $40. You pay 40, you pay now.
Well,
the guy who had this thing was going to scrap it.
yeah,
The
it runs.
guy-
It runs a
It
move.
runs.
Well, he did scrap it. Well, he didn't scrap it. It
He got paid to
scrapped
haul
him.
it off.
He got paid to haul it off, just like my Suzuki.
Yeah. Find your local junk guy. He'll get you a good middling quality Chinese scooter.
Mike Batista, how many splines, axles? It's not. I don't even know what the spline count is, but they're very spindly axles. They're very much like the 7 1/4 Chrysler.
Yeah.
Vince M. Tony, what is an acceptable amount of space between the straight edge and cylinder deck before it needs to be machined? Just started building my first engine. If you can see light underneath it, it should be machined. You know, anything more than, let's say, 2/1000 of an inch, it should be decked.
I did it again.
Austin Skidgel. Love your channel, man. Been a Jeep guy for a long time. My 66 Dodge GT is my first muscle car. I'm a Mopar guy at heart. Watched all your videos and I've learned a lot. Well, no, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Fish sticks. I tell people about those and they just look stupid at me. My friend had one and it was a beast. They had one. They had a friend of theirs that got it up for what, 80 miles an hour?
Yeah, it had a GY6 and an extended swing arm, and it still had the factory drum brakes. It was so dangerous,
Yeah, so
but it was fast.
It had the same engine out of that, but it had a big bore kit and a slide carb and an exhaust.
He had to
and
change
it would do
out-
73.
He had to change
with
out the engine.
6'5" him on it.
He had to change out the engine because he got so angry at it, he put a pickaxe in the head.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I guess I gotta swap it.
Justin Flathead Man 239. A friend of mine had a Falcon with 400 horse and 8-inch rear, survived just fine. On the street or on a drag strip? Did he hook the thing up and actually send it, or did he run it around on the street? Because two different things. Two different things. Example, okay? I have an 8 1/4 in my 73 Roadrunner. It's a 321 gear 8 1/4, right? I hammer the living shit out of that car anytime I get in it. I cannot tell you how many times I've just dumped the clutch on it, power shifted.
Yep.
Yeah. I have abused that thing to no end. Never had a problem with it. Never had a problem with it.
Yeah.
The third pass, I put a 410 gear 8 1/4 in bottle rocket. The third pass with it, it shattered an axle. It didn't just break that; it just shattered the axle. So, you know what I'm saying? It just depends on the environment that you're using it in. Eddie Tucker Jr., UTG, just curious, how many of you followers did the Vermont car title thing since your video came out? I have no idea. I'm sure a bunch of them. That video's got over 200,000 views, so I'm sure more than a few people have tried it. Falcon Wasting Time. That's the name. Hello, Tony, are you going to make videos on fuel economy on the Slant 6? Yes, I am. That had a 66 Barracuda 170 single barrel 904 7 1/4 with 323 gears and got it up to 34 miles per gallon on the highway. Yes, I am definitely going to be doing, okay, the white 64 Dart that's sitting at the front of the shop, that is going to be a hyper mileage project. Not for a little while yet. We still have, right now, Slaghammer and Bottle Rocket are my two priorities. Slaghammer has got to be together and running by the end of this month. I got about 10 days, and this thing's got to be under its own power. Then bottle rocket. I got a lot of stuff to do on bottle rocket. I swapped the pistons on that thing. I got some transmission work to do on it. And then as soon as that's done, then we're going to start on the hyper mileage project. Abel D has a question for you.
Oh,
Will
no.
the junkyard guys be driving their car on the streets? If
Yeah.
so, will they carry a bike on the hitch for breakdowns, or will they consult the speed dial calling you?
Well, yeah, we're gonna drive on the street. It's tagged, it's registered and titled for the street. And as far as breakdowns, no, I figure we just leave it wherever it breaks and just put like an air tag on it, so if somebody steals it, we can just track it down.
Screaming Seaman, UTF found a cheap 250cc enduro bikes from China for 1,500 new. Yeah. Tower Motors. Do you know if they're any good? If you ever watch bikes, I love this guy. This guy is just awesome. Sean from he has two channels. Actually, it's like three channels, but there's two of them. One is called Bikes and Beards, and the other one is SRK Cycles. And I binge watch this guy. He's one of the best YouTubers out there. Period. The end. Right. So he's bought a bunch of those Amazon bikes and done reviews on them and so on and so forth. And some of them are actually, I mean, for the money, they're not a bad deal. The thing is, I don't know, with all of the shit that's going on, I don't know if they're still available the way they were. But yeah, if you want any reviews on those Amazon Chinese bikes, the dirt bikes and street bikes, all this other shit, Bikes and Beards and SRK Cycles. Joe K. Tony, ever got involved with the C4 Corvettes, especially the early ones, 84 through 90-ish? I was the first person to put a TPI vet in the 13s in 1985. I worked for Cars Illustrated magazine. Jonathan Couchy, thank you again, man. Good to see you back. Do you think 400 horsepower is possible with the 318? Yes, I absolutely do. I said earlier, also my brother's Slant 6. Oh, 400 horsepower with that small cam? No, you will not make 400 horsepower with that cam. Also, my brother's Slant 6 B150 3-speed order is getting 25 miles per gallon in a full-size truck. Yeah, Slant 6s are happy, man. Mexican Spec wants to know if you got the Vermont plates yet.
Oh yeah, we got the Vermont plates. I've already swapped them out for Tennessee plates. It's on the
Already
back
done.
of the car.
Already done.
We put one of the Vermont
we
plates
put
on the
one of
wall
the-
in the office.
Yeah, the Vermont plate that had the tag on it's on the wall in our office, and you have the other plate.
Yeah, it's in my house.
Yeah, that's already done.
That's one on my garage wall.
I actually have a personal plate coming for it. But yeah, she's tagged and titled in Tennessee now.
Totally legal.
John S. Can do too big of a point gap on the dual point cause a nose start? Well, yeah. Check the gaps, and one was maybe 40,000, the other maybe 20 something. Yes, no. What? Well, reset to 18, start it right up. Yeah, well, there you go. You answered your own question. Mexican Spec wanted to see the Vermont plate. Do you have the Vermont plate?
Yeah, you're going to screw up in the wall.
It's screwed into the wall.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Hey, John, take the other one off.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, take the other one off.
Big Belly Racing wants to know if there's any future plans to put aluminum heads on the jet.
Aluminum heads on the jet.
Yeah.
That would be one of those if needed or it was possible to secure them deals. Right now, I have way too much time in those.
He did a masterful, it was the first set of heads he ever ported, and he did a masterful job on it. I mean, really beautiful. Really beautiful.
And I don't know how much time I have in those. But
The audio is getting worse. Yeah, I know, it's raining out. It's raining. He's going to close the door. J. Russell Fish, will Buff ever make another appearance? I have big plans for Buff if he ever settles back in here, yes. Ari, a microphone that's phallic should be a little louder. Did you have to go there? Did you have to go there, Ari? Big Belly Racing, did the jet heads get flowed? No, we don't have a flow bench here.
should I show?
Yeah, okay.
So this is the Vermont plate. It did work. You can see it's registered. It's got a tag sticker on it, and we have already swapped it out for Tennessee plates. So if that loophole didn't work, we wouldn't have this plate. It's now legally titled in Tennessee, and this tag doesn't really matter anymore because it's already. I mean, I've already got a personal plate for it, so this is not staying as the tag number.
Yeah, it's really coming down now. Maybe we gotta close that front door too. Hey, are the windows up on my Jeep?
What?
You know if the windows are up on my Jeep?
I can't hear you.
Can you see if the windows up on my Jeep?
Oh yeah.
It's right there. Able to UT, did you get last week the email I sent about Ian Russell? Did you make contact with him? No, we haven't. I have been just in like the last week. It's just been mental chaos. Tons of things going on, but we will catch up on all of that. Richard Hayes, Tony, appreciate the video on motorcycles. Inspired me to pick up a 76 PS 185 this weekend, and it's been such a blast. Congratulations and good luck, and stay safe.
What else is that inside?
Okay. Closing the door, hopefully we don't. Yeah, the building. It's not a sound studio here. You know what I mean? It's not a sound stage. Matzo ball, how's the actually been working? Really, really good. Really good.
Keep that thing like 2 more hours so it isn't it? What?
Austin schedule, if you can't find a solid 8 3/4, how bad would it be to force an adult 9-inch? I mean, people do it. The 9-inch, you can't say anything bad about a 9-inch other than one thing. If you're dealing with a lower horsepower car, right? You're dealing with a lower horsepower, lower torque car. It takes more power to turn a 9-inch Ford than it does an 8 3/4. That's because of an opinion thing. The 9-inch Ford is as strong as it is because it has very low pinion, okay? So it rides towards the bottom of the ring here. And they did that so that they could minimize the floor hump in Ford cars. That's why it's down like that. The reason that the 9-inch has that pinion bearing support at the very front of it is because it takes so much power to turn it. A lot of people don't realize that. The 9-inch Ford, if you guys aren't familiar with 9-inch Fords, they have the regular bearing at the back, the regular pinion bearing at the back, and then at the very front they have a separate bearing that supports the front of the pinion gear. And that's because it takes so much power to turn a 9-inch Ford that the pinion gear wants to push away from the ring gear. So they actually had to add a bearing to the front of it. That translates to power loss. So if let's say you're dealing with a 250, 300 horsepower or so small block, especially like automatic transmission type of deal, right? You will absolutely feel a loss of power going from the 8 3/4 to the 9-inch Ford. Once you get above the 500 horsepower level, 600 horsepower, then it becomes inconsequential. But for a lower horsepower, like a street driver type of car, you absolutely will give up gas mileage. You absolutely will give up bottom end power. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I know this from personal experience. Doug Darden says, considering Austin's day job, he's probably a 3-pack a day guy. How many packs do you smoke?
Oh god, I don't smoke cigarettes habitually anymore unless I'm here. But I was smoking like a pack of Lucky Strikes a day for like years.
Are you saying we're a bad influence?
No, I'm saying that I'm just doing the same thing I did before because it's convenient.
You chain smoke here.
Yeah, here. It just feels right. Don't smoke though. It's bad. But
I've never met anybody who smokes that encouraged.
But if you work on cars at any kind of pace, then I guess.
Zero. Why my car scoots? 68 Dart, 318 with an A904 to wee rear end. Yeah, 7 1/4. You want to seriously, you want a peppy daily driver Mopar, put a 7 1/4 in it. It's strong enough to handle the spider gears are weak link, right? If you can find a shortcut, go that way, right? But yeah, you'll pick up gas mileage on the car. Feels much peppier with a 7 1/4 than it does with an 8 3/4. Um, Andy, what's happening, Andy? Andy, I got to consult you on these carburetors. I'm going to do the carburetors this week for Sledgehammer. I got to consult you about that. Andy's saying the 9-inch needs a good nodular case with Daytona-style bearing support to live. I've killed 2 stock cases with Casper and the Nitrous 306. Um, Michael Phillips, Philip, I like your covert opinion on modern day politics, even better than your experience on automobiles. I didn't want to talk about this stuff, but yeah, I have. Cars are just a small part of my interests, and unfortunately, with this channel, you can only go so far with them. Andy, yes, I will give you a call. It'll be probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll give you a shout. Chris Belvick, 8 3/4 versus 8 16 a B body, 8 3/4 all the way.
Remember when we were here in a tornado and almost died?
Yeah,
That was fun.
That was bitchin'.
That was so much fun.
Yeah,
This is the best place to be in a tornado if you want to have fun.
we definitely got our attention.
Yeah. What do you think myself?
Evo Bob, if you had to get a foreign car, what would you get? I think I would either get another 240Z. Yeah, the electric cars. Now I had a couple of 240Zs back in the day, way back in the day. I love them. Modern car, I'd probably get a Subaru. I like the WRX. What about you guys? Modern car.
I would have like mine is like completely unreasonable.
You got it.
What's the 250 Berlin Heavy Ferrari? Those are 16 million now. I know, I don't have 16 million. But a reachable car, I would like an old, like, 280 feet.
All right, guys, it's literally pouring. Okay. Is that any better? Is that any better?
I think you just muted it.
Yeah, you muted it.
A little more gain.
I know volume is a little better. Not really. The rain is louder than you are. Yes, it's raining like crazy here.
We're gonna die again.
Yeah.
Hey, look for tornadoes again.
Oh, don't find us, John. Don't worry.
Put the mic closer to you. The mic is literally an elbow length away from me. This camera is. What was that?
Drops.
It's okay. It'll be done in like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, it'll pass.
We're just in this little spit. Which direction is it moving?
It always moves west.
That way. So yeah. Yeah, we'll be in it for a minute, but not much longer.
Let's see.
No, if I can have any foreign car, it would be a Ferrari 348 Targa.
Lazy A is saying, even when you're yelling, we can't hear it. It's that bad.
That's a sensitive mic.
It is.
We have one, actually.
Yeah.
So, well, the rain is starting to let off a little bit now. Kicking though, Tony, when are you gonna do another video on Mrs. Landy? That's going to be a hyper mileage car. We're going to do a whole hyper mile thing with that. But I have to do other stuff first. Sledgehammer, then Bottle Rocket. And at some point, they're going to get Plan Z to the track. My weekends have been busy, very busy.
See, that's that soothing look of brain in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not pounding on your head.
All right.
No.
Okay, you guys should. Mopar Man is raining pistons and bearings. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, I wish. Actually, wouldn't it?
That'd be pretty painful.
Wouldn't a lot of people die if that was the case?
I have to call my insurance company.
Yeah, that would be bad.
I don't need that.
Biden Hunter UTG tag job video, 4.7 million views. Yeah, it was a good one. That is the video that really got us on the map. That was like we picked up like 40,000 subs off of that.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, it got 3 million views the first week because it was on trending.
Yeah.
And then it picked up, and eBaum's World picked it up. So it kept getting, it went crazy. It was like a million views in the first 24 hours, and then within, well, it was nuts. It went nuts. But we picked up like 40,000 subs off of that.
Oh.
And that's the video that actually got us to where, okay, we can make a living off of this.
I have to watch that.
You haven't seen that one?
No.
I watched that one a long time ago.
I was in videos before I'd seen it, honestly.
Yeah.
Austin Schedule, watch your air shock video and have air shocks now. Unreal how controlled the vehicle is on launches now. Where do you store this information? It's all up here, man. It's all up here.
Oh man, we changed up the shocks in Austin's Fury, and it was such a day and night difference.
Oh yeah, we put air shocks on my car.
Yeah.
The
Although
code
when
is
you're doing
timeout.
donuts, it likes to bounce.
I would be milking tag job videos. I could, but we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. I would rather just do a video every day, every other day, get 20, 30,000 views, and get my numbers that way, you know. Let's see. That sounded like the Wicked Witch of the West melting. There's something going on
Yeah.
outside with a truck delivering something over here.
Sounded like somebody running an air pool.
He might have been setting his landing gear.
Yeah.
Mike Batista, most muscle
No.
cars out there have already been tagged a few times. That one was. The problem with that car was that it was a 73, and I saw it was a 73 right away because of the firewall. Firewall is different on a 73. There were a bunch of things that are different, but the car was tagged as a 71. So that was an obvious issue, and the guy didn't want to own it. He didn't want to own up to it. So it was like that, and that was essentially the issue. That was essentially the video.
Do you think he's the one that did it?
It's not so much that he was the one that did it, but he knew it was bogus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He knew it was bogus. Let's see. Question for Austin.
Oh no.
How long have you been tinkering on Mopars, or doing car building?
Okay, so like Mopars, since I got my Plymouth, I was not like a Mopar guy until I got my Plymouth, and that was, oh geez, it was like 2018.
2018.
Yeah, like 2018. But as far as messing around with cars, I've been messing around with them since. Jeez, I remember, I remember fixing my grandmother's door panel when I was like 9, and I was putting nails in it in an old Subaru, and that fixed it, and you know she let it stay. But as far as like actually doing things with any kind of car, when I got my truck, so it was like 12, 13 years ago.
It's
So
definitely gotten a lot more serious in like the last 10 years.
yeah, the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just regular maintenance for a little over a decade.
I just bought stuff I liked driving, so I was always fixing stuff at work.
Charlotte, what's going on, Charlotte? Kick a note once in a while, Austin, when you're going to move up in the world and trespass in a Target parking lot.
Oh, there's one down the street. We can do that too, actually. Yeah. They have good lights back there.
You know what they used to call them in New York?
Target.
Target.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The Publix is really nice. So
Occasionally the E goes out, so it's just Target.
we did Garrett's in the Walmart parking lot, and that's fitting.
It was really hard to get anything resembling decent audio out there because there's a giant chiller behind
Yeah.
the building.
Everybody says the audio on the video was too quiet. It's because there's a giant AC unit behind us.
Mike Batista, the front wheels look good now. It's like actually I got to pick up the tires for it. I got to get the front tires for it. Uncle Tony, remember the TSS stores? The TSS on Linden Boulevard was the place, man. That was the place.
See, when you say TSS, I think Tennessee Speed Sport.
No, Times Square stores.
Oh, okay.
And there was one on Linden Boulevard in Queens where we used to arrange all of our races. That was a madhouse. It was you got to picture it like a Belk, right?
Okay.
Parking lot,
Yeah.
right? Full of street racers. Like nobody's there to do anything except arrange races.
Yeah.
And there's
Alright.
just cash flying, paper bags full of cash, arguments, and it was just great. Guns flying all over. It was a
Like, so you're throwing the guns?
no, just waving them around.
Oh, okay.
Just waving them
I
around.
was say, like, if you're throwing them, you're kind of. I don't think you don't really know how they work.
It might just be a high point.
Yeah. Those are heavy.
They are.
Yeah.
They double as a hammer.
You can crack a coconut with one of those.
Have you
Orlando,
seen their new Facebook page?
Orlando
Memes are great.
BJ75 wants to know when you guys are starting up the jet.
Well, if all goes well, we're hoping to have the engine in next weekend. Maybe earlier, depending if we come out here. It just depends. We're in the process of lining the interior right now, but the engine is like it's just a matter of getting the mock-up out here. We know everything's gonna fit. So
It's literally just flying the sucker in there and
yeah, but in order to before we get the engine in, we have to get the interior lined first. So, but then once that's done, it could probably be done the same day.
Steve Scagnino, Tony, you ever raced a Clearview quarter mile? That was before my time. That was about 5 years before my time. Let's see. Good night, Tim Mopar 67. Good night, Mr. Will. Tell your daughters good night for me too. Screaming Seaman, Austin, will you please tell your friend to get rid of the stretched bead tires off of his Lexus?
That's his car. Why would I tell him?
Well, the Screaming Seaman doesn't like them.
That's fine. It's Garrett's car.
Hemi Hit 68, what's the latest Manyanti show? I haven't crossed paths with Steve yet. I'm going to set it up, hopefully this week. This week coming up. Joe Brennan, is Bottle Rocket still going to edge out Casper? I think so, but we're going to find out.
I don't like Garrett's wheels either, though.
I don't like them as much as the ones he had on it.
Yeah,
actually.
he had some really nice wheels on it before, but those beads are designed to look like that.
Yeah.
So that's not like hackery. That's actually how they look. So
You could have gone with a wider tire, but the bead is like 1 inch.
the bead
inside
is
the lip.
further inside the wheel, so it's not actually stretched. It's just that's where it sits.
Austin, says UTG. So I know you make most of your money from YouTube, but do you still run a full shop and jobs as well? No, we do YouTube full time. I have for the last going on 3.5, almost 4 years now. Johnny Bob Goldstein, thoughts on Grand Wagoneers? The old ones are bitching. We were looking for one. I guess it was about a year ago, probably about a year ago now. And I really wanted one, but everything around here was just rotted, basket case, like toast. We couldn't find anything decent, and I got away from it. I got too many other things going on now, but I love those.
I would have one. I would love an old wagon here.
Had to laugh a few weeks ago. You guys were talking about trolls and how you can tell they're trolls because they comment on every vid. I thought liking and commenting on every vid, I stopped. No. It's not that they comment on every vid. They comment like 5 times, right? You can always tell the troll because they'll comment and then they'll comment again and then it's like they keep throwing they'll watch 3 minutes of the video and put a comment up,
Yeah.
and then watch another 2 minutes, put another comment up.
Yeah.
And then they'll put up another comment talking about their last comment. They're berserk.
And then they'll reply to themselves a couple times.
Yeah.
Yes.
I pinned the dumbest comment. I do. What else am I gonna do?
Let's see. Mopars on UT. How common were front factory discs on Mopars in the early 70s? Were they typically optional, or did they come standard in certain year and certain models? Most of them were drum in 1970. Then you started seeing discs in 71. By 73, as far as the B bodies go, they were all disc, and the A bodies were about 50-50. By the time you got to like 75, it was front disc across the board.
I did not know that.
What?
J. Russell Finch, what does the next door shop do? Mattresses. It's a mattress warehouse.
And there's a church back there.
Yeah.
And a sign shop.
Yep. There were also a bunch of kids walking around back there one time.
That was the church.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say this is an odd place for a gaggle of children to be walking around in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, when I was a kid, I ran around parking lots too.
Yeah, but with 20 others.
Sometimes.
Augusto Gatti, what's the UT opinion about variable inventory carburetors? The ones that Ford used back in the day were trash. Nothing but problems. But there was I think if somebody was to reintroduce that idea and use modern electronics on it, it probably would work. Matt S., I know Dart Swingers came standard with disc. No, they didn't come standard with disc. Actually, no Dart Swinger ever came standard with disc. They were standard drum right to 1976. Screaming Seaman, Whistle and Diesel is selling Cletus's old mudding truck right now in Franklin, TN for $30,000.
Ooh.
You guys go buy Cletus's old mud truck.
And me, Whistling Diesel.
These guys are huge Whistle and Diesel fans.
No, I am.
He's got all his merch and stuff.
I do.
I've seen like one of his videos, and it was the wagon wheels from the Hellcat.
I hated Whistling Diesel until I watched like 3 videos and I was like, okay, I get it.
I love that kid.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
Genius.
He's brilliant.
See, now I'm going to look up the mud truck.
I would love to meet Whistling Diesel, but don't ever go to his house.
The thing about don't come to my house either.
Yeah, don't go anywhere's house.
People come to my house.
Oh God, what?
Please,
No.
you have no idea.
More.
Wait, it'll happen to you.
Yeah.
It'll happen to you.
Yeah. Don't.
No, the thing about Whistle and Diesel is, not everybody is going to get the joke.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to get the joke, and that's what I appreciate about him. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to get it, but if you do get it, then you understand where he's coming from, and you become an instant fan.
I just also want to point out that like all the old trucks he's destroyed and all this, or cars, they all had horrible problems that no one would ever wanted to deal with.
Just literally nobody would have fixed it anyway.
Yeah, nobody would have fixed it, so he just trashed it.
Jonathan Cauchy, thank you for the super chat. I'm pretty sure my brother is getting better than 25 miles per gallon because when we calculated it, we have a lot of idle time and acceleration probably could get 30.
Well, except for the Hilux that he dropped from a helicopter.
Do you see this Hilux collection now?
Yeah, he's got like 4 of them.
I think he's got more than that.
Yeah. The Hilux, though, that was a really genuinely impressive testing. More impressive than Top Gear. I think.
Mopar Black Knight, Mopar Black Knight. Your channel is awesome, so no disrespect. Are we ever going to see real numbers from Bottle Rocket? It has been 4 years, and it's killing me to know it hasn't been 4 years. It's been 3 years. We didn't do anything with the car this. We haven't done anything with the car this year. We're match racing Casper at the No Name Nationals. That's probably the next time it's going to go out. Other than some just short tests over here just to make sure everything's going to work. Yes, you'll see numbers from it, but I have to be able to devote the time, the mental space, the energy to the car, and I just haven't had it. Beaumont resident, Tony, running a 350 4-barrel Rochester and a 73 C20. Is there anything I can do to improve mileage? Bolt on improvements. Thanks. The usual stuff, man. I mean, a good tune-up, curve the distributor, get as much advance in there as possible. You know, just off idle. Um, Headers are always a good. Uh, the usual stuff, man. A sharp state of tune is usually your best fuel mileage improvement. Uh, Joe Brennan, Tony is an artist. He can't rush perfection. No, it's not. I'm not. It's not that I'm an artist. I'm certainly not seeking perfection. It's just time and priority. The priority is to create a very broad, well balanced channel. That's one project car. It takes a lot of mental energy. It takes a lot of time, and I have to keep. Listen, you got to understand something. We get more videos. If I do a video on the history of the Weber carburetor, let's just say, it gets 10 times the views that a bottle rocket installment does. So you have to understand that we have to go with things that are broad, that are interesting to a broader audience than just a project car, and that takes up all of my mental time, all my mental energy. Uh, let's see. Hey UT, Nitro Neil says hi. Nitro Neil Bisaglia, awesome guy, man, awesome guy. Um, let's see. This thing froze.
Did it?
Are you trolling us from the?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm still looking for that truck. Now you should troll. Oh, see, now the game would be up. No.
Mexican spec. How do we know Rome wasn't built in a day? We don't. Uh, Risk. Any recommendations to get low in power on a Ford 289? The acceleration and the low RPM is terrible. Look at your distributor. Look at your distributor. Bottom end, lack of bottom end is almost always retarded timing. You should make sure you're timing it correctly. Make sure that the timing marks actually line up. The top dead center number one cylinder actually lines up with the timing marks that you're using. Uh, Make sure the distributor advance is working. There's so many different things. Flacken wasting time. How's the Slant 6 Project Miata coming along? It's getting parted out. I'd love to see that thing turboed. You're not going to. I'm parting it out right now, actually. Mike Batista, the bottle rocket runs, or are you building a new motor? It's the same motor, but it's getting forged pistons. It's got the original cast pistons that were. I mean, like these things. They looked hammered when I pulled it apart, and it's been running with those pistons. They're not gonna for the race against Casper. There's things we have to do to it to fortify it. But it's got right now. It's got a cast crank in it, and it's got those cast pistons in it. So it's getting a forged crank and it's getting forged pistons. That's Other than that, it'll be the same heads, the same cam, the same intake, the same carburetor, the same everything.
You have to pull it and hunt it, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to go with a stainless ring.
Yeah. Ooh, Speed Pro ductile iron. That's what we use. I don't know. I don't know the grades of goodness, but that's just what we use.
Let's see. Danny Boy, you should just throw the Miata through the shredder and fill up jars and sell them like Whistle and Diesel. I don't have millions and millions of people who follow this channel, otherwise I would.
Maybe after a video of it going through the shredder, it would be.
Possibly.
Oh man, if you just completely destroyed a Miata, the Miata people would hate you.
That's perfect. We should throw it through a shredder.
They've sold like 1.2 million of those.
The world's not going to miss one.
I know, but like hardcore Miata people might.
Hemi hit 68. Thank you for the super chat, man. What length of pipe exhaust system are you utilizing on Bottle Rocket and why? Given you'll be running wide open throttle the whole time on the nationals, I have right now on there. There's street headers. I'm going to keep. It's a small primary. It's a 1 5/8 primary tube header, 3-inch collector, and I've got right now there's 14-inch, 3-inch extensions on it, and that's it. That's all the exhaust system it needs. Nate Webb, I'm sending in my registration to Vermont tomorrow for my 77 Chevy van. Thanks for the video how-to.
You're welcome.
That's the guy.
It works. We did
Literally a lifesaver.
Yeah, we did it. It was done in less than a month. So, I mean, we like earlier.
Did they cash the check like what, 8 days after you sent it?
It took like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once the check clears, you know it's done.
TNJ Performance South Florida, no purple hornies. Well, here's the thing. I had glass packs on it because I originally intended to drive the car on the street, and then I realized you can't drive a car on the street and have it do what you want it to do. So those are gone, and it's got exhaust collectors. It's got just collector extensions on it now. Piston driven. This is a good question for you guys.
Oh boy.
Can I do the Vermont loophole on a M35A2 military truck?
Yeah, just do it as a truck.
That seems like a
Does it have a VIN?
Oh, yeah. Do military vehicles have VINs?
It might not be the correct amount of digits. They might not be able to recognize it.
No, because motorcycles have different digits. And the Jet had less digits than a modern VIN. So
Maybe.
if it has a VIN, and it's such a heavy vehicle, it legally would be classified as a semi-truck. So you just do it as a truck.
M32A1 is a deuce, right?
It's a deuce and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah, you probably register as a truck.
I mean, it's going to be registered class 6.
It's air brake too, isn't it?
Well, Pardan is saying suddenly there are Vermont plated classics all over the USA, and Vermont state budget is in the black.
Yeah.
You're
welcome,
Vermonters.
Vermont. You're welcome, Vermont.
Yeah, if they pave your potholes, there you go. Thank us for that.
Yeah. You're
Those
welcome.
People around here won't register their plates local.
You got $214 of my money.
I've got like 6 neighbors that still haven't changed their plates, and they've been in the same spot for 11 years. I want to go key their cars.
Beaumont resident Tony, what was that vacuum tool you used to feather the gas pedal to get maximum mileage? I can't remember the name of it. I like to put it's just a vacuum gauge, just plain old simple vacuum gauge.
Austin has one on his Fury.
Yeah, I have one in my car, and it's mainly just because that's old school diagnostic tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. In those days, right? If you go back to the '60s, they would put vacuum gauges on it as a performance meter.
Yeah.
Okay. So when your vacuum dropped off, it meant that you were in the throttle.
Yeah.
Right? But it was a gimmick. So they did that. Then in the '70s, after the gas mileage, when they would put vacuum gauges in cars, they called them mileage maker.
BMW did that.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
They had an economy gauge, which is basically just
A vacuum
the same
gauge.
thing.
Right.
Yeah, on my vacuum gauge, mine is like an old one that I think was used in a boat or something. It's an old air guide, and when you floor it, it goes straight down to accelerate. It's like cool. I know I'm accelerating, but
Mexican spec is telling Zero the license plate they showed it seems to have worked. Why wouldn't it work?
So wait, what did he say?
He's telling Mexican spec is telling Zero that the license plate showed it seemed to have worked. We wouldn't have done the video if it didn't work.
Yeah, like there were a lot of people that were saying, I tried this and my DMV wouldn't accept the plate, and I said I think in the video when you go to the DMV, print off the Vermont title informational bulletin that shows that Vermont does not issue titles for vehicles older than 15 years. They tried to give me the runaround too, and I just had to sit there for about 30 minutes and show them and get them to break out the books and find out that, oh yeah, this is a title, and then they did it, no problem. So
I'm doing it. He filled out all. I still have to get a cop to come look at it, but we're doing that to my Suzuki.
yeah, it works. You just don't let the DMV push you around, I guess, is really it. It's a legal document.
Zero saying no worries. I just read a lot of the comments. People suck. Yeah. That video brought out an extra dose of suck. There's a lot of just. I mean, you read through them and it just you can't believe. That's like, did you even watch the freaking video? You know what I'm saying? Did you even watch the video?
If you really need more proof that it works, this car is now titled in Davidson County in Tennessee, so it works. We have a Tennessee plate. Like, we already swapped them out.
Good night, Hemi Head. Thanks for hanging around, brother man. Moped Den. He's saying the only catch is most states will require you to register your home state within 30 days after registering in Vermont.
Yeah,
That's fine.
You just go swap them out. You don't have to wait a certain amount of time.
Kickendale is saying Florida has a no title rule on vehicles older than 30 years, as well as for antique plates. It's as easy as heck for us down here. But how do you show ownership? When you go to the Florida Department of Motor Vehicles and you don't have a title and you don't have a registration, how do you show ownership of the car?
I mean, there's a lot of states that do bill of sale titling, but the Vermont registration is usually just so much easier.
Mike's Mischief, thank you for the super chat. Howdy, Uncle Tony. Everyone else, hope you all have a good week. We absolutely will have a good week. We're gonna have a good week. You have a good week.
Oh yeah.
Every week is a good week. Screaming Seaman, Austin. So the Vermont registration serves the same as a title in other states.
For cars older than 15 years, yes. The Vermont registration for a car older than 15 years is the title. If you get the registration, if you do this, you flip it over on their state registration, the backside of their registration form has the transfer of ownership parts you need to fill out like any other state on a title to transfer ownership. Yes, it is a title on an older car, on a car older than 15 years.
Bruce W. Tony, I'm so far behind. Where are you with the projects? Are you ready for your track days? Plan Z and Bottle Rocket. Plan Z is sitting here literally just waiting to go. The only thing I have to do is put it on the trailer and get it to the track. The only issue I have is finding a day that I can do that. But that's all set and ready to go. Bottle Rocket is not going to the track until the No Name Nationals. We're racing Casper there. We've got it's a grudge race. We've got $4,000 on the line right now. So that's going to the track at the No Name Nationals. We probably will test it before. I know we'll test it beforehand, but it's a grudge race, man, and I don't think we're going to be talking about anything that we're doing with the car before the race. So that's the story with that. Space Peanut says never insult a donut. Some have fillings.
Okay.
I think he might have just broke the internet.
Am I having a stroke?
That's my line. Let's see. Sorry, don't know his name. Okay, I'm trying to. Piston driven. Mako Shark CNC. Hey, Mako Shark. Do you know what the Mako Shark was?
Yeah, Corvette.
There you go.
Well, it was like a concept. They made like 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were cool looking too.
Tula Toilet and Septic. If there was only a video to watch on how to title in Vermont.
Oh no. Where would I find that?
Somebody ought to make that.
I know. There's totally not, we people that did it before us, though. I mean, really, there's a guy that does it like every year, but to update on the changes. But that guy is totally going to get the Vermont loophole closed. He's been doing it every year for like 3 years.
Geezer Brothers, hey Tony, hey Austin.
Oh,
What's going on, guys?
that's Matt, the Australian. I think he's in Oklahoma now. What's
Okay.
up, man?
So what do you got going on your channel?
We're just messing around.
Well, I mean, what are the big,
Huh?
what are like plans, stuff you got going
Oh,
on?
well, we're doing, the jet stuff, and like we've been covering our own personal cars, this stuff, whatever comes our way. I did a video on the Polyhead, at my experience with them, because there's not really that much info out there about them. And I've got another Polyhead in my shed that I need to build. That'll probably come out at some point.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that engine is going to need some work. it's going to need a lot of work. But I'll take out another mortgage and sell a kidney and build another one.
Piston Driven, what's Austin's channel? Tell him what your channel is.
Daddy's Money Garage.
Daddy's Money Garage.
We are broke. The name is irony.
You're not broke. You have more in bolts in your car than I have in all of these cars combined.
That took months, Tony. Months of getting parts together.
Oh wait, this is a good question. This is from Max Wedge Dick Dastardly.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good question. When you see geese flying over one side of the V is longer. Do you know why? No, that's a good question. He'll let that roll a little bit. Let's see what answers pop up.
Wait, what if he doesn't know that answer and he's asking us?
Okay. What if he doesn't?
What if he doesn't know? It's like, I don't know. I figured y'all knew.
When geese fly overhead, they're in a V.
Right.
One side is always longer than the other. Why?
I assume because they're right-handed.
Oh, good.
Oh, we're gonna find out.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Price.
I know. I see that. Are you gonna go buy it?
I gotta go down there tomorrow. I'm gonna be in the
Yeah,
area.
I'm not gonna show that. I'm not gonna show that.
Okay.
No, yeah,
lose
for
it.
real. That's why I had to pull a Magnum the next day, because
Yeah.
those 360 Magnums are not easy to find in good shape.
All right, Fubar just put up the link to Daddy's Money Garage. That's these guys over here.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Fubar.
More geese.
I'm gonna send that to you, so we got it saved.
Or are you gonna message me, guy?
I probably should.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
There's also this down there.
Ooh. Show Tony.
Oh, well,
What?
Oh, now he wants to see.
Oh, well, that's a twin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go buy that.
Yeah.
Go buy that.
Right.
We're gonna fill up this shop with just bikes and broken stuff.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that until we get thrown out. We gotta move all this shit someplace.
Oh,
We're losing the shop, guys. We gotta.
let me get one of those.
Well, have I got some bad news for you?
Don't well me.
Have I got some bad news for you, John?
I know. I'm. There's all of these geese.
Yeah. Does anybody have the answer about the geese question?
Was he really asking just to see if we knew? Because he didn't.
The lead goose rotates to the back when tired. Oh.
They keep flying. So what?
Yeah, but the reason why they fly in the shape is so they can fly further, because they're basically in a giant wing.
Honda-matic, the reason why on one side is longer than the other is that when there is a crosswind, one side of the V is harder for the birds to fly on. Oh, boy, that was all more geese on that side, yes. Dizzy Izzy because of wind direction. More geese on that side. That's the answer, just more geese on that side.
Yeah, sure. That's acceptable.
Lucy goosey.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait, I think we established that birds aren't real.
There's a lot of things that aren't real.
Bees aren't real
It's all an
either.
illusion. Everything's an illusion.
Yeah.
672E Galaxy said he saw a flock of seagulls once. Good band.
No, that was a flock of spy planes.
No, there used to be a band called A Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, John used to be a part of it.
Buff Del Campo.
What?
Buff Del Campo, I think, has the answer here. Geese don't know how to count.
Perfect.
I'm going to go with that.
They can fly by the stars, but they can't count to 4. It's like 17th century humans, isn't it? Like,
Mexican Spec, your theory about the CIA inventing birds, has it explained birds in other countries?
what are you talking about? The CIA
They're
spies
spying on the other
everybody.
countries.
Our reptilian overlords have
No,
mysterious ways.
Don't you think it's a coincidence? SR-71 Blackbird spy plane.
we forget the CIA operates here. The NSA operates out there.
Well, but they use the squirrels.
The squirrels were a plant.
Pull-out King wants to know how come we call goose geese but not moose meese? I've always called them meese. It's a flock of meese.
What is the term for a group of moose?
Paul Cabazzola says it spreads out the turds more efficiently.
I mean, there's a whole lot of wind, but
Oh man, there's so much geese stuff going on. Goose. Hate the Mises to pieces. Billy Bob Holcomb, if birds are not real, who craps on my windshield?
Me.
Austin. Who said it first?
You did. Austin did.
all right.
How's Stubby's car doing? He's got the motor out. It's actually outside in the rain.
I
Oh
rolled it.
crap!
I rolled
is
it
out
under
there
the
in the
tent.
rain.
You rolled under the tent? Okay.
Yeah.
Did the
shut
tent
off-
blow away?
Did you shut off the thing?
What?
I hope the tent didn't blow away.
No,
Did
I
you-
put it down.
Wait, did you stop the thing?
Yeah, I had to pull it inside.
Well, fire it back up.
I'm gonna let it dry out.
It's fine.
No, when I put the tent down, it splashed inside. Got a lot of the cables.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we'll let that dry for a minute. before
Peter
I plug it
Kovacs,
back in.
bird is the word. Oh God.
See, that was just code.
No, that's a song.
Well, it was just code, though. It's like,
Y'all remember Snowbird?
sleeper agents.
Well, have you ever seen Pink Flamingos?
No,
You've never seen Pink Flamingos.
no, but I have heard of the Trash Men.
But you've never seen Pink Flamingos.
No.
Oh Jesus.
I've seen Flamingos.
Okay, that's that song. If you ever watch Pink Flamingos, you will never hear that song the same way again. It will damage you. You'll be damaged.
Okay, that sounds fun.
I was damaged when I realized that flamingos are naturally white.
Divine, yeah,
What?
Yeah, flamingos are white. They eat so much shrimp
yeah, right.
that they turn pink.
Oh God.
Yeah. Right?
Well, that movie, it was a John Waters movie, right? And his goal when he made it, this was 1971, 1972.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about.
His goal when he made it was to make the most offensive movie ever made.
Oh, I mean, then
He's literally the king of smut.
It was effective. He did it. He created. Now listen to me. I have watched that movie. And there's no exaggeration. I watched that movie once in a motorcycle clubhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm surrounded by drunk bikers, color wearing bikers.
Yeah.
At one point, through this movie, there'll be a point where somebody is going to go, "Oh no, I can't watch that."
Well, I mean,
Okay. It's that bad.
It's the human
well,
centipede
I mean,
of the
like,
70s.
but like, Kubrick,
But there's no blood, right? There's no gore or sex or okay. Like in other words, it's like a
it's just
PG movie.
disgusting.
It's like a PG movie. But I'm telling you, I watched this movie with a bunch of bikers, and one by one you hear them go, "Oh no, I can't watch this anymore," and they leave the fucking room. I'm telling you, it's bad.
What about Kubrick though? I mean, like Clockwork Orange.
Oh, there's Uncle Kathy. I'm damaged from it. Stop.
I need to see this movie.
Pink Flamingos.
I had that reaction when I watched The Human Centipede.
Uh,
I got about
some things just should not
I got
exist.
about 40 minutes into it, and then I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
And I've never finished that movie.
I would just, Snowpiercer was one of those too, but it didn't really get sad or anything until the end. Like you're already in, and then at the end they just hit you with it. It's just like,
I mean,
oh god,
there was that part towards the middle.
yeah.
But
Mopar then says he found it and watched it and was horrified. Next was like a Gigi Allen show. Yeah, kind of.
is that one of those movies that you kind of just have to find pirated because it doesn't exist anywhere?
No, it's around, and you can probably find clips of it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Olive, if he hasn't seen it yet, The Men Who Stare at Goats. I'm familiar with that whole thing. I got very into studying the whole paperclip, MK Ultra. Yeah, I mean, I was like deeply involved in studying all of that for quite a while. I've never seen the movie, but I'm very familiar with it. E-Fog, anyone ever seen the new Jackass movies? I haven't.
They have a new one.
I haven't seen one since 3D.
That 3D was fun.
I didn't see it in 3D. I saw it in flat at the
I
discount
saw it in
theater.
3D.
It was not as effective flat.
It was something.
That volcano.
Yep.
At Zero, watch Suspect Zero. Cool take on remote viewing. Let's see. Fun movie
All I
about
hear is
remote
frogs.
observers.
It's tree frogs.
All I hear is frogs.
They're probably out chilling with all the snakes on the tire pile back there.
Oh yeah. Don't go back there. Did you see that, Donna?
What's that?
Out back there, like where they're doing the construction.
Yeah.
Just beyond their little Jersey barrier like things, little like black paper sack things that stick up. Just past that, there is just this ravine full of tires.
Wheels and tires.
All of them, like just tons of them.
Where?
Over
Literally,
there,
like a block
literally
behind
over
the-
there.
Yeah, at the property line back there.
We put up a short about it because it was like, what the hell is this?
Anything good there?
There's
I-
probably
you
a couple
don't wanna-
aluminum
you
wheels
don't
in
wanna
there,
go
but you
back
have
there.
to lasso them.
You don't want to go back there.
I gotta check it out.
It's bad.
Just get a really long ratchet strap and just kind of try and
Yeah,
Wonder Woman.
I would not try to step anywhere in there. I'm more wondering how it all got there.
There probably
Because it's been there
there's probably a
forever.
tire shop over here that they just dumped them.
They just didn't even pick them up. I guess why would you? I would not want to disturb all of that.
Stefan Paul, is time travel possible? Yes and no.
I think if it was possible, we would know by now.
Not necessarily.
Time travel is absolutely possible as long as you can detach yourself from your physical being. So you'd have to actually astral project.
Well, then
And
you
at
would,
that point,
you would
you
die.
No,
So,
no. There are
like
people
how-
who there are people who actually turn this into a whole practice. Astral projection and all.
Yeah.
You know.
but like teleportation, that would kill you.
That would kill you.
That
yeah.
would kill you. Yeah, you
Yeah.
would not teleport. You would die, and then your clone would continue on.
That
Like,
was
your consciousness would not be.
that was the premise
Teleported.
behind the Prestige.
Yeah, teleporting would kill you though.
LSD laced milk, very English.
It's like people think like in the future, whenever everything like goes to hell, that they're gonna like upload their computer, like their psyche into the computer. I'm like, no, that would just create a very, very, very good copy of yourself on a computer.
It would,
Yeah.
but that version of you would continue at least until they turn the power off.
Oh yeah, but you it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, yeah.
I mean, you can't turn it off and turn it back on again.
So you're saying time travel is possible. We're all going forward in time, but time is a construct. It's something that we created for ourselves. It doesn't act. Time does not actually exist. Time is a measurement that we invented. You know, that we applied to the normal process that goes on. But where our senses are very limited. We're, so there's no such thing as up. There's no such thing as down. There's no such thing as time. These things don't exist. There's no such thing as size. These are things we all invented because we have to deal with the physical limitations of our bodies. But once you get past that, none of those things exist. So for that reason, time travel is extremely possible. In fact, it's a certainty, because once you've separated yourself from the material world, then you are time, you become time. So therefore, yes.
So you don't exist.
Well, we exist on different planes.
Yeah.
I once heard a theory that time is not it's not a linear timeline, it's not like a rubber band that stretches out. It's just a whole bunch of points inside of a box, and you just kind of bounce from one to another and another, and occasionally you pass through.
This is starting to give me a migraine.
Cletus Atkins. So there's no day and night and changing of anything. No. Though there's no such thing as light, there's no such thing as dark. There's no such thing as day, there's no such thing as night. Those things do not exist. Those are things that we had to invent in order to operate in this physical realm. Billy Bob Holcomb remembers Time as a magazine in the dentist's office. The Mexican spec says, Austin, your eyes are going to cross.
Yeah, they already do with these glasses, I'm telling you. It's like being in a fishbowl. I need new contacts.
Cletus Atkins. So you're saying it never gets dark outside? To you and to me and to everybody watching this, yes, it gets dark outside. But dark is a word and a concept that we invented.
To explain.
Wait. Isn't that whole thing relative too? Because I mean, if you go to Alaska, isn't it like dark for 6 months?
Well, yeah.
That doesn't.
But that's
change
not a good metric for time, because it depends on where you're at.
Well, it's just like distance. It's like people have a hard time understanding. See, okay,
Well, time is literally relative.
Yeah.
It's relative to us.
It's also relative to gravitational forces.
Time is?
Yes.
In what way?
Well,
that was
sun
literally
pulls the
Einstein's
Earth
theory
closer,
of relativity.
but not really enough to matter.
I mean, it's
Like it'd be
basically
like 1,000 years or so, and like we'll have like an hour longer of a day.
yeah, like the
Some
close
ridiculous amount.
There's actually a synchronization error between like when people leave the planet to go to the space station.
Oh,
and come back.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause they're getting
Well,
further away from the gravitational
Right, okay.
pull of Earth. So it exists.
You had to
It's
jog
just-
my.
It's infinitesimal, at least as far as we can travel right now.
I mean, like, does a day on the moon exist? Because the moon rotates, it's in a tidal lock, so we only see one side of the moon. So, like, if you just stay on the bright side, does time even exist?
We just need to offshore all of our production to the moon.
I think we need to go look for oil on the moon.
Cletus Atkins. So there's no seasons. You're never sitting on your porch and get cold or get hot. This stuff is not man-made. No, cold and hot are relative, and they're only relative to you as a person. They don't actually exist. These are all times, these are all spaces, dimensions, ideas, concepts that we invented. We made these things up.
We've
Right?
been.
The universe has no word for dark. The universe has no word for porch. Okay, these are all words. These are all things that we made up to fit the environment that we're in, or to make sense of the environment that we're in.
I mean, plus, seasons, that's not even related to time. That's just nature, right?
Yeah,
that's just
not,
orbit.
That's not a human concept. That is nature.
Everything was made up by somebody at some point, either to explain some natural force they're experiencing or to come up with some way of doing something.
Like, I'm pretty sure nobody just sat and said, "Yeah, I think we're just gonna make it cold."
Could they?
I mean,
Let's see. All words are made up. Yeah.
Yep. Everything's made up.
Actually, if you're interested in words, there's a guy named Cliff High, very interesting fellow, and he's big on linguistics and history and how things fit together from that perspective. It'll hurt your brain. So I think we're done. We're coming up on 2 hours. Um, and Paul Capizzola like pizza. There you go.
Pizza does not exist.
Martin Lopez says he's on BitChute. Yep. Um, Cletus Adkins, Tony, I'd really like to understand your thoughts, but I don't understand. Just think about it, right? Just not now, we're sitting here online. Just when you sit around, just think about it and think of all. So you exist, okay, and let's say your lawn exists, right? So you and your lawn both are here now. But does your lawn have a word for hot? Does it have a word for cold? Does it have a word for distance? No, it doesn't have any of those things. You you have invented all of these concepts, including the lawn itself, in order to fit your environment. I mean, it's a head thing, but you start to get a better grasp of like the universe, how the universe works when you start looking at those things.
It's the same concept as money.
Money does not exist.
It never existed until somebody came up with the idea of money.
I mean, it started as bartering, this for that.
Oh, it was bartering. That's different.
I mean, but
Well, money is a store of value.
Yeah.
Money is supposed to be a store of labor. That's how value. You're supposed to be able to store your labor.
I mean, that's pretty much what it started
money.
with, like gold, precious
Yeah.
metals. Like, I'll
Right.
give you this for this, and then
Shiny rock for X.
like your
Day
your
worth,
shiny
you know.
rock is just concentrated dollar.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, barter is I'll trade you the lighter for
like for objects.
for an
Yeah.
object, right?
Yeah.
But that's immediate. That's like right now.
Yeah.
Okay. But money is supposed to be that I did something for you, but you don't have anything I
To
want
give
right
you.
now.
Yeah.
So give me this token that I'll use in the future when I need something. And
Yeah.
that's what money is. Not to be confused with currency, which is what circulates.
Yeah.
Okay. Schrodinger's cat. All right. Schrodinger's slant 6. All right, guys. I think we're going to pull a plug on this thing 'cause I am tired. And so what do you guys want?
Huh? Oh, subscribe to Daddy's Money Garage,
Or else.
or else
Austin will come and poop
will-
on your windshield.
we'll find you.
Yes.
I was gonna say Austin will show up in one of those monokinis and twerk outside your bedroom window.
Whether you do or not subscribe, that's
You don't want to see that.
These guys got to get back to work. They got. I'm going home, going to sleep, but these guys got a lot of work to do before they leave here tonight. So I'm going to pull the plug on this, guys. Everybody contribute super chat. Thank you so much. Always greatly appreciated. It keeps the wheels turning. It gives us the ability to do this stuff. Everybody contributed just with your conversation and your presence and the geese thing and all. Thank you equally. Right? Thank you equally. You know, we appreciate each and every one of you. Our mods, Ari, John, Fubar, Zero, thank you as always. These guys are going to start doing lives, right? So they're going to need some mods too. So I hope you guys are going to, and I think that's it, right? I think that's it. I'll see you with Dallas on this Wednesday night coming up. And I'm hitting the out button.
Hey, don't forget the video that we just did today. That's going to be going up tomorrow. Probably?
Yeah. We did a video on electrolysis today, and it's actually pretty damn good. I'm surprised. I've heard of it. I mean, I it's not a new idea to me, but I've never actually played with it or knew how it worked. And he figured it all out, and we just did an experiment with it today, and it's awesome. So that video will be up tomorrow.
and the spark plugs.
Oh, the spark plugs.
Yeah.
Yo, do you have that thing?
Where'd it go?
It's back there on the back of the car, I think.
Yeah, go get them.
We get sent stuff all the time. This just happened to come today. So, who's this now?
There's no.
Well, somebody sent us some new plugs. Who is this? John. It says
Nephew John.
Oh no, nephew John. So thank you. He sent us a bunch of plugs for plans for Slaghammer and Austin's car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. We're
Vintage.
out of here. I'm hitting this button to end stream, and we're going to go away. Good night, all.